Hello and thank you so much for tuning in to Jamaica Magazine on this momentous Wednesday. By now you should have cast your vote, as is your fundamental right. But beyond the right, one could say it's your responsibility to take part in this high-level decision-making process for our country, Jamaica. It's more than just choosing a member of parliament or government leader. It's about shaping the future of our nation. Every ballot counts, and your voice matters in building the Jamaica we all want to see. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Please stay with us for today's program.
Good day, I'm Lisa Rowe and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, September 3, 2025. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security has embarked on a series of Solidarity Live community engagement sessions across the island to get persons signed up to receive grants under the $1 billion program. Sessions have so far been held in St. Mary, Portland, Manchester and St. Andrew. 50,000 vulnerable Jamaicans are being targeted for a cash grant of $20,000 to bring them inside the safety net of social protection. At the Solidarity Live session in St. Mary, State Minister Norman Dunn made an appeal for persons who are unattached to come and be part of the formal system.
We're saying to persons, come out. The program is here for you. This benefit, though it's a one-time benefit, it also gives us an opportunity to hear from you, to hear what your challenges are.
Persons attending the sessions also have access to other government services. These include the processing of taxpayer registration numbers, TRN, and assistance with birth certificates. The Social Intervention Program SIP unit of the ministry, as well as the Heart NSTA Trust, are also on hand offering skills programs, job placements, and other interventions. Scores of young people from the community of Gregory Park in Portmore, St. Catherine have been empowered through hands-on training in various entrepreneurial endeavors. The session was held by the Social Development Commission, SDC, on Friday, marking its second annual Youth Entrepreneurship Skills Symposium, YES. The participants were trained in welding, candle making, bouquet and gift basket creation, lash extension techniques, and photography. Parish Manager for SDC Portmore, Aishiwawa Hope, explained that the training session is a stepping stone for youth in the community to access skills offered at the Heart NSTA Trust so they can start their own businesses.
You right here can start up a little business, employ somebody else in your community and bring down the unemployment in the country overall.
Ms. Hope said she anticipates that participants would begin to view entrepreneurship as more than a hustle and instead a successful, profitable business that can help their families and communities. She added that the SDC would continue to offer support to ensure the workshop was impactful.
Our flagship program is the Local Economic Development Support Program, where we are currently encouraging small businesses. We help your business to develop, we help you with proposal writing, we help you to do your business plan, we encourage you to get your business registered, and we also give grants to the businesses that we work with within the SDC.
10 members of the Judiciary have been sworn in by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen to take up duties for the Michaelmas term of the Circuit Courts. The term runs from September 16 to December 19. During a ceremony at King's House on Monday, 5 judges were appointed to permanent positions, while the other 5 will serve in acting capacities. Among them are Justice Georgiana Fraser, who will serve as a judge of the Court of Appeal effective September 22, and Justice Lorna Shelley Williams, who will act in that role during the term. Stephanie Orr, Sharon Millwood Moore, and Opal Smith were appointed puisne judges, while 2 others, Tracy Ann Johnson and Kamar Anderson, will serve in acting roles. Luciana Jackson was appointed Master in Chambers, with Christine McNeil and Yvette Wentworth Miller acting in the role for the term. The Governor-General reminded the appointees of their responsibility to uphold the values of the judiciary.
May your appointments reflect not only your legal intellect, but the nation's trust in your independence, character, and sense of duty, as you are called to uphold constitutional values, to lead with integrity, and to ensure justice remains accessible to all Jamaicans.
He also noted that as digital innovation reshapes the courts and public demand for transparency grows, the justice system must continue to adapt without compromising fairness, dignity, or the rule of law. Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange, says she is satisfied with the progress of the statue of legendary sprinter Usain Bolt. The statue is already mounted at Falmouth's historic Water Square. However, renovation work is at 95% and the official unveiling will take place after full completion. Following a recent visit to the square, Minister Grange said the renovation process was going smoothly.
As soon as we have fine-tuned the height at which the water will go, as soon as we have completed the landscaping, I would say that's a matter of weeks, not months. Mayor Gager is ensuring that the work is done expeditiously. And so very soon we will be able to have the official unveiling of the statue and the reopening of a beautifully landscaped water square.
The redesigned fountain will feature 2 storyboards, one of the iconic athlete, who is a native of Trelawney, and the other of Water Square. The minister thanked the Jamaica Defence Force, the Forestry Department, and the Tourism Products Development Company for their work on the project. The Ministry of Education has commended the Sagicor Foundation on the awarding of 55 scholarships to secondary and tertiary students. The breakdown consists of 28 secondary scholarships at $50,000 each annually for 5 years and 27 tertiary awards worth $300,000 for up to 4 years. Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon praised Sagicor for its continued investment in education and encouraged recipients to view the awards as recognition of their potential.
And to our recipients today, I know many of you have gone through many hurdles in your life. You're young, but it's not been easy. I know it's not been easy. And what I want to say to you is that you need to see today as a moment where people, Jamaicans, are saying to you that you matter and that you are absolutely special. You're special.
Chairman of the Sagicor Foundation Jamaica, Christopher Zaka, shared that the recipients were selected from a pool of over 1,400 applicants.
As we look ahead, the Sagicor Foundation remains steadfast in its mission to help build a more educated, empowered, and equitable Jamaica. We will continue to provide our youth with the tools and opportunities they need to become the leaders, innovators, and change makers of tomorrow.
Special honors went to University of the West Indies student Calicia Vassell, who received the R. Danny Williams Visionary Award for Leadership and Volunteerism, as well as Northern Caribbean University student James Barrett, who earned the Chairman's Innovation Award. 4 athletes from the 2025 JTA Sagicor National Athletics Championship were also recognized. And finally, Jamaicans went to the polls earlier today to elect their members of parliament and the next government. 189 candidates are contesting the general parliamentary election, with both the Jamaica Labour Party and People's National Party fielding a full slate of candidates for all 63 constituencies. The Jamaica Progressive Party, JPP, has candidates in 47 constituencies, while 7 are up for the United Independence Congress, UIC. 9 other candidates are contesting the election independently. Electors also cast their ballots today for 6 candidates, 3 each from the JLP and PNP, in the local government by-elections in Denham Town, Chancery Hall, and Olympic Gardens. Voting began at 7 a.m. when polling stations were opened and officially closed at 5 p.m. 25,938 Election Day workers, police and military electors combined, had previously cast their ballots on the Special Services Voting Day, August 29. They represent 57% of those eligible to vote from those groups, while 50% of eligible Special Services voters made their marks in the local government by-elections. With the polls now closed, all ballots will begin to be counted, with results expected later this evening and tomorrow. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lisa Rowe. Thanks for watching.
When Jamaica goes to the polls, all eyes are on the candidates, the voters, and the campaign trail. But behind the scenes, a constitutional process unfolds, one that ensures the orderly and impartial transition of executive power. At the heart of that process is the Governor General.
The transition of executive power is a hallmark of any resilient and successful democracy, of which Jamaica is. And so that begins firstly with a notification from the Prime Minister for the dissolution of Parliament.
That formal request triggers two critical actions.
Firstly, the dissolution of Parliament per Section 64 of our Constitution, and the second, the appointing of a date for the taking of the polls or general election and the nomination day per Section 19 of the Representation of the People Act, ROPA.
The Governor General signs two proclamations, one to dissolve Parliament, the other naming the election and nomination dates. They are sent to the Clerk of the Houses of Parliament.
The Governor General also formally advises the Speaker of the House and the President of the Senate via letter, and we send copies of the proclamation to the Jamaica printing services to be gazetted. And the gazette is the formal public notification. We also send copies to the Cabinet Secretary to notify the executive branch.
Next, the Director of Elections sends the Governor General the writs of election.
The writ of elections is a legal notice for a returning officer to conduct an election in each constituency. So 63 writs come here from the Director of Elections, and the Governor General has to sign each, and they're sent back to the Director so that he can dispatch to each returning officer.
As Election Day draws near, another special appointment is made.
The Governor General also, closer to the election day, names members to appoint to the constituted authority per Section 44A of the ROPA. Now, the constituted authority is a very special body that operates during election day and even 6 months after, and they are tasked with overseeing the elections and halting the poll where necessary per the Act. The Governor General appoints two members and on the advice of the Prime Minister. One is a Privy Councillor and the other a retired judge.
Once the ballots are cast and counted, the Governor General awaits formal results from the Director of Elections.
The Director of Elections will send back those 63 writs of election, and in addition, he will send an official notice on the results of the election, and this is Form 21 that's found in the second schedule of the ROPA. Each Form 21 from each returning officer will have the name of the person that was successful in that constituency and signed by the returning officer.
This is also accompanied by a cover letter from the Director of Elections indicating the winning political party. The winning party's General Secretary then submits a letter signed by all elected members naming the person who commands their confidence, usually the party leader. The Governor General invites that person to form the next government and sets a date for the swearing-in ceremony.
If the elections go in favor of the opposition, then the Governor General will have to write to the Prime Minister to advise him that he will be appointing a Prime Minister designate. It's important to note that in any case, the Prime Minister or the current Prime Minister, the incumbent, remains the Prime Minister up to the date of the swearing-in ceremony. The same thing is done for appointing a leader of the opposition. Section 80 of our Constitution says the Governor General must appoint the person that has the majority confidence of the members elected to the House who do not support the government. The Governor General will invite the Prime Minister to take his oath of allegiance and oath of office. And following that day, he officially becomes the Prime Minister of Jamaica. The Prime Minister will then name his cabinet, and per Section 70, he will advise the Governor General on those members, and they will come to King's House to take their oaths and assume their position as members of the cabinet. It's not through there. Senators are then appointed per Sections 35 of the Constitution, 13 on the advice of the Prime Minister, and 8 on the advice of the Leader of the Opposition. And following that, we have the establishment of ministry departments and agencies per Section 77, the appointment of subject and departments.
From dissolving Parliament to swearing in the nation's leaders, the Governor General's work guarantees the seamless transfer of executive power, preserving the stability, order, and democratic traditions of Jamaica.
A forensic pathology autopsy suite is a specialized state-of-the-art facility where autopsies are performed to scientifically determine the cause of death. Why is this important? Because accurate and timely forensic investigations are essential to strengthening the justice system. As the first of its kind in Jamaica and, by extension, the wider Caribbean, this forensic pathology autopsy suite not only enhances the country's capacity to handle medical legal cases, but also brings a renewed sense of security and confidence in the pursuit of justice. It ensures that families can receive answers with dignity, while law enforcement and the courts are supported with credible scientific evidence.
Historic step forward for national security, justice, science, and public health. Jamaica now leads the Caribbean in forensic advancement. The Ministry of National Security officially opens the state-of-the-art forensic pathology autopsy suite built to international standards and designed to meet the growing needs of a modern justice system.
Institute of Forensic Science and Legal Medicine is critical institution in the entire security architecture and a part of the Plan Secure Jamaica program. It's critical because it is important that when criminals are apprehended, we can take them to court with irrefutable evidence and have successful prosecution.
We have designed a building that is 1,500 square meters, which comes out at about 16,700 square feet. We have parking for 43 cars. We have covered areas for places like when the bodies are brought in, they brought them under the shade, take them into the area where they weigh the bodies, and then they take them into the cooler rooms. This particular room is what I consider the engine of the entire building, where 10 people who would work in here as pathologists, totaling 120 bodies can hold in this building. So, for example, if you have an earthquake and we have problems in the country, this building can't stop. It has every backup that we can say to make sure that nothing stops. It has to run. And there's a lot of equipment and rooms. Also, how people come into the building. The police are properly positioned that they can control anybody coming into the building. Also, there are cards that some people can allow into some areas, others can't. So those are the kind of things that go on. It is very sophisticated.
Jamaica has not had a national, public morgue since the 1970s. My understanding is that the facility was destroyed by fire. Now, what this really meant is that we were conducting, postmortems in private funeral homes, in an unregulated industry. And when you consider the justice and security implications of that, there was really a need to have this facility in place at the earliest opportunity.
This project was started in October 2021, to be exact, the 14th of October. My experience with this, I think I've learned a lot on this building, being the first building of its kind in the Caribbean, and it's a unique building. Most of us, if not all of us who work on this building, see it as being unique to the country.
Students, policemen who can come, look at what the pathologists are working on, and we can ask questions as they work along. And that applies here as well. This particular one behind us is really the one that the police use. And if they have questions, they can talk to the pathologists from the room up there and make their own notes, because all of that sometimes comes into the courts.
There is a nexus between security, economic, and social development. No doubt about that. All right? What this facility will do is to contribute in a very meaningful way in improving the investigative capacity of law enforcement and all the other entities, within the justice system, the courts, to have access to forensic certificates in a timely manner to ensure that the right perpetrators, are brought to justice. You can see how it will actually strengthen security, justice, and by extension, economic and social progress.
There is no doubt that a quality criminal justice system is important for national development. And that's what the autopsy suite brings to the table.
It's going to be groundbreaking for our country in terms of the national security implication.
Ultra-modern facility, certainly the best in the Caribbean.
This facility is more than modern equipment. It is a testament that the government remains steadfast in its commitment to truth, accountability, and the pursuit of justice.
Welcome back to Western Roundup, the feature that unpacks the activities that have been advancing transformation in Western Jamaica. I am your host, Renee Brown. Let's be honest, we all have that one teacher who makes learning fun and easy, right? But how often do we consider that they have to become a student for their students?
At the Godfrey Stewart High School in Savannah, Lamar, Sandals in Great Shape Inc. rolled out Teach the Teachers, a hands-on session that equipped educators with modern strategies, ready-to-use resources, and a renewed drive for the classroom.
The teachers have been a part of Godfrey Stewart High School for a long time. They have always been at Godfrey Stewart High School, and it has always been an excellent relationship that we have had with them.
Launched in 2013, the initiative led by eager volunteers offers resources and training in computer skills, language arts, and behavior management to teachers. These teachers are eager to learn new ways of reaching their students.
This is my 8th year attending, and my experience, it has been revolving over the years. I keep coming back because of the great strategies that I've learned to impart to my students. So everything we do, we get a reward. And at the end of the week, they have awesome gadgets that they're actually raffling. So every day, you get a ticket. And I have that same attitude to take back to my students.
We know in Jamaica that the performance task for our students at PEP requires for them not just to be slavishly using one method to come up with their answers on the PEP performance papers. So this even allow us as teachers to be better equipped to foster differentiated instructions in our classroom.
Teacher volunteers are driven not just by a passion for teaching, but by the energy of Jamaican educators and all they learn from them in return.
The top experience that I've had so far is watching the teachers get so excited about what they're learning and then start to share with each other and then even share with me, right? And so watching them grow, teaching me things about how they learn, how their students participate in class, and how we can help them has been the best part so far.
Something I have to really say is that we couldn't do this without the Sandals Foundation. The Sandals Foundation donates millions of dollars in in-kind donation to us to host not only our education teams, 2 teams each year, but our dental and our eye care teams as well. The beauty about Great Shape working in this vicinity is a lot of the students and teachers that they're impacting are families with people who also work on the resort. So we hear firsthand how beautiful it is, the connection, and just the change that happens over time.
While our teachers prepared for a new academic year, another community celebrated a different kind of readiness. Over in Jacksontown, Trelawney, the health workers and residents welcomed the reopening of the health center.
This has been 2 years in the making, and today we're finally here to debut the work that the Western Regional Health Authority has been doing.
Good health depends not only on healthcare workers, but also on the quality of facilities.
This is the bedrock of health, the health centers, and the team who work within those health centers. The objective is to offer support for you.
If there's one word that describes how the residents feel about the Anchovy Police Station, it would be Anchovy, a historically rich community that lies in the parish of St. James, now boasts a brand new police station thanks to the Ministry of National Security's project Rebuild, Overhaul and Construct. Residents are not only proud of the development in their community, but are also comforted by the confidence it brings.
We need a good station like this long time, and we're glad we have something like this open, and we have more police patrol the area.
This new facility means quicker access to services, more visible patrols, and renewed confidence in their safety.
It represents a place where law meets community, not with fear, but with partnership. Progress must touch every district, every town, every person. Because when we improve the space where the officers work, we uplift the space where citizens live.
That's all for the program today. As usual, thank you for joining us for Western Roundup, where we take you from the corners of St. Elizabeth to the hilly terrains of St. Anne. Remember to send your feedback to jismobe@jis.gov.jm. Until next time, take care.
We're at the end of today's show, but be sure to join us again tomorrow for another lineup geared towards providing you with information on the government's policies and initiatives for building a better Jamaica. In the meantime, visit our website, jis.gov.jm, to re-watch this show or to catch up on the others we have on the site. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thank you so much for watching. And from our production team here at the JIS, pleasant viewing.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.